charge up San Juan Hill in the Spanish-American War. I started the National Park System. And I have a wonderful child's toy that has soothed millions of children, named after me. Alongside the first President of the United States, Mr. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, the President who was responsible for our Declaration of Independence, and the man who saved our republic when we were being torn apart by a civil war. My face is carved into the monument in South Dakota, and I am very humbled by that. But the greatest man I ever knew was my father, Theodore Roosevelt, Sr. And my father was a very successful businessman and was involved in politics. The Dutch-born Roosevelts of our family's background knew themselves to be aristocrats, but it was not a word they used. People of good family was much preferred. Now, when I graduated from high school, I still wasn't as much of a man as I aspired to be. Even with all of my exercise and working out, I was short and skinny, and at the time my teeth looked too big for my mouth. Now, my family had always called me Teedy, but I told my classmates I want to be called Ted. Well, they didn't think I was manly enough to be called Ted, so I settled for Teddy. When I first went off to college, my father said to me, "Take care of your morals first, your health next, and finally, of course, your studies." Well, I continued to work out. And I even, to show how tough I was, joined the boxing club at Harvard when I was a freshman. I didn't let the fact that I was short, couldn't see very well without my glasses, and had absolutely no arm reach stop me. I got beat up pretty well for the first 2 years. But by my junior year, I was fighting for the championship of the lightweight division. There were many incidents that happened while I was in the Dakotas that shaped my character and made me see that there was much more to a man than simply his education or his social status. There were other things that mattered, like honesty, hard work, and standing up for what you believed in. Now, one of those was an exhilarating situation that my friends like to talk about as the Mingusville incident. I had been in the saddle for 4 or 5 days, and I headed for Nolan's Hotel at Mingusville, just south of Medora, to get some sleep. And while I got there, I found out that I also needed a good meal. Well, the only food in the town was in the saloon beneath the hotel. When I entered, I saw a rather disheveled, brutish-looking man in a broad-brimmed hat, brandishing a cocked pistol in each hand and roaming about the saloon, speaking in an expletive-laced manner. When he saw me, he turned and said, "Four Eyes is going to buy a round for the boys." Now, I have always thought that you should not hit a person if there is any possible way to avoid it. But if you must hit him, put him to sleep. I stepped up to the bar and I said, if I must, I suppose I must. Now this relaxed the man to the point where he lowered the pistols. At that time, I hit him full in the face 3 times and knocked him out cold. As he was going down, both pistols discharged. I had no idea if that was convulsive or an unconscious attempt to shoot me. I gained a great deal of respect from the boys that evening.